Hello and welcome to Business Insight. I'm Adesoa Iramaseli. Thank God it's Friday, but even on a Friday, it is a good day to learn about business. And you know, right here at Souk News, we are all about business and economic development. Before we delve into what we have for today, let us join Afreta with the business news update.
Good morning and welcome to Business Insight, where we bring you business news, updates on currency market trends, stocks and commodity. I am Alfreta Ambe-Basi. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reported a positive impact on the economy due to its monetary policy reforms. This is according to the Director of Corporate Communications, Isa Abdul-Mumin. Abdul-Mumin attributes the moderate increase to the CBN's monetary policy stance and money market reforms, emphasizing the central bank's commitment to stabilize the naira and reduce inflation. The CBN implemented measures such as monetary tightening and removing the cap on the standing deposit facility and open market operations. Despite a slight rise in inflation, Abdul-Mumin assures that the CBN is progressing toward its goal of achieving price stability. He mentioned a recorded deceleration in prices in September, with further reforms in the money market contributing to easing prices in October. The latest figures from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, indicate that Nigeria's inflation rate reached 27.33% in October, reflecting a 0.61% increase from September. KPMG projected a 30% inflation rate by December, but the CBN sees the slow increase in October as a positive indicator for the economy. And the Nigerian Customs Service Murtala Mohammed Airport Command reported generating 74.29 billion naira between January and October 2023 from customs duty and other charges. The revenue surpassed the same period in 2022 by 14.23 billion naira, indicating a 23% growth. The MMA Command has achieved 76.34% of its annual target, attributing to officers' resilience in ensuring a proper declarations and adherence to import-export guidelines. The command also intercepted unregistered pharmaceutical products suspected to be tramadol tablets with a duty-paid value DPV of 3.56 billion naira. And in a bid to enhance the efficiency and convenience of the transportation system, the Lagos State government has launched a comprehensive initiative to revamp bus stops and construct new terminals. Spearheaded by the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, the project is set to address 89 bus stops, establish 5 new terminals, and renovate 13 existing terminals along 3 critical quality bus corridors. To ensure transparency and adherence to procurement guidelines, contractors have been conducted on-site visits. The scope of the project encompasses strategic areas such as Yaba, Lawanson to Sele and Ketu, Alekpere to Akanamodo, Iju Ishaga, Abule Eba to Agege, and Iyanoba to Igondo. The primary objective is to bolster the transportation infrastructure by introducing pedestrian-friendly walkways, laybys, and overall improvements to existing facilities. This ambitious undertaking reflects the government's commitments to fostering a more accessible and reliable public transportation system, ultimately benefiting commuters across various regions of Lagos State. And moving on, the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, have launched the African Gastronomy and Culinary Arts Program under its Creative African Nexus Initiative, CANEX, during the 3rd Intra-African Trade Fair in Cairo. The program aimed at promoting local food production and featured celebrity chefs from Africa and the Caribbean engaging in masterclasses, live cooking demos, and discussions. The inaugural session, including a Jollof Wars live demonstration, highlighted the diversity of jollof rice from Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal. Afreximbank's President Benedict Orama emphasized the program's role in enhancing food security, reducing costs, and supporting local businesses. Orama says this initiative also seeks to improve access to finance, develop sector infrastructure, and create employment opportunities within the local food value chains. The program focuses on building an ecosystem from farm to table, which addresses issues like food sustainability and the art of African cuisine. We'll take a short break and return with stocks and commodities. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. At the close of Thursday's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NGX, a total of 483,847,757 shares were traded in 6,545 deals, amounting to market value of 4,378,933,034 naira. Compared to the previous NGX trading day, Wednesday, Thursday's data indicates a 63% increase in volume, a 29% decrease in turnover, but a 6% improvement in the number of deals. The current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange stands at 39 trillion naira. In total, 123 NGX listed equities participated in trading, concluding with 23 gainers and 32 losers. Deep Capital Management and Trust led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 0.44 naira per share, followed by Secure Electronic Technology, C&I Leasing, and Northern Nigeria Flour Mills. On the losing side, Associated Boss Company closed with a 10% price appreciation at 0.90 naira per share, followed by Intransact International, Thomas Wyatt Nigeria, and Guinea Insurance. Regency Alliance Insurance recorded the highest volume of 104 million traded shares, followed by Orlando, Universal Insurance Company, and Japo Gold and Ventures. And away from that, at the conclusion of Thursday's trading session on the Botswana Stock Exchange, BSE, a total of 1,511,733 shares were traded in 12 deals, equivalent to a market value of 2,044,690 Botswana pula. Compared to the previous BSE trading day, which is Wednesday, Thursday's data indicates a 6% decrease in turnover and a 29% decline in the number of deals. The current market capitalization of the Botswana Stock Exchange stands at 598.6 billion Botswana pula. In total, 5 BSE listed equities participated in trading with no gainers or losers. Lesotho Holdings recorded the highest volume of 1.5 million traded shares, followed by Botswana Insurance Holdings, Botswana Telecom Corporation, and First National Bank of Botswana. And now let's shift our focus to the commodity market. 1 weight of wheat is currently priced at 554.25 US cents. Gold is trading at 1,964.11 US dollars. Silver at 23.58 US dollars. Copper at 3.72 US dollars, and Brent crude oil is valued at 80.63 US dollars per barrel. And that's all we can take on business news this morning. Adesua Romusele is seated pretty and waiting to walk you through the next phase of Business Insights. I am Alfreda Ambe-Bassi. Stay with us.
Many thanks to you, Afreta, for that informative business news update. And thank you very much for still being with us, to you, our viewers. And today on Business Insight, we'll be having a continuation of our series, which was titled Animal Husbandry. You may or may not know that animal husbandry is the rearing of farm animals for the purpose of consumption and commercialization. And today, like every other day, we have a specific aspect of animal husbandry we speak on. And in our previous series, we've talked on different other aspects like fish farming. We also spoke on poultry management. We also spoke on cattle rearing. So if this is something you're interested in, if these are businesses you are interested in, or you have someone who is interested in any of these businesses, you might want to watch our previous videos to get all the information from there. And today we'll be talking on pig farming. Yes, what is pig farming, you may want to ask, but that's not for me to answer. We have a guest by the name Mr. Amedu Anthony, who is a pig breeder as well as an accountant, and is joining us virtually. Good morning, Mr. Anthony. How do you do?
Yeah. Good morning.
Unmute your mic so we can hear you in the studio. Can't hear you, but I think that's a little bit of a technical issue. Okay, so my first question to you, Mr. Anthony, like I always ask every guest on this show, why this business? Why pig farming? What inspired you to go into this business, this line of business?
First of all, every business, you enter into any business to make profits. And pig farming has proved over the years that it's very lucrative and very well paid. That's the first thing for entering into pig farming, to make profits.
Okay, amazing. So now when we talk about pig farming, you know, there is something I want you to really talk on, that's breed selection. What kind of breed would you advise an individual who is looking to start this business, you know, to go for?
There are different breeds of pigs. We have the Yorkshire, we have the Race, we have the Duroc, and so on. And locally, we have some locally pigs you can get. Sometimes they call it native pigs. Those ones are different shade of pig, but basically for the Yorkshire is common. It's not a breed of pig, very common. And when you talk about the Yorkshire, always white in complexion, and they are very big and have pointed ears.
Okay. All right, Mr. Anthony, I didn't quite get your points there, but I believe that will be sorted out soon enough. So now let's look at the aspect of adaptability, you know, still about this breed selection, you know, because there are so many other things, so many other aspects that go into selection of breeds, talking about the productivity, talking about their adaptation, you know. So which of the breeds mentioned would you say is best for a country like Nigeria?
Still, we'll go for Yorkshire because personally, I breed Yorkshire. They are easily adaptable to diverse environments, but generally, pigs don't like a hot weather. They don't like hot weather. They always like some place that's wet, place that is cool. The Yorkshire is easily adaptable to Nigeria weather, and always put the Yorkshire.
About housing, how do you house your pigs? For someone looking to get into this business, how would you say, what kind of structure should they have in place, before bringing in pigs to rear them?
Okay, the structure need to erect. First of all, you should get a well-fenced land to prevent them from, going to places you don't want to be destructive. You get a well-fenced land, get the roof and ventilation. There should be windows around the building to allow proper ventilation to the structure. Then there should be spacing, because pigs they are kind of sometimes, and sometimes they move about. So there should be a space, a well demarcated space for each of the pigs you are breeding.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony. So how do you, how does this selection of housing for the pigs, the one you mentioned, how does it impact the health of the pigs?
Yeah, basically we know that restriction of movement is about stunted growth. When someone is restricted to a little portion of the area, there's no proper movement, it will restrict their growth. Likewise for the pig. Pigs are some animals that need a very good space to move and need ventilation. Those spacing and ventilation helps to improve their growth in general. That aside the food and the other nutritional other things to be added.
Very well. So about the still on the health issue, how do you control diseases amongst pigs? How do you ensure that diseases are well controlled, are prevented first of all, and then when they are contracted, how are they managed and how are they also treated? How do you go about all of those processes?
Okay, first of all, you maintain a good proper hygiene. Maintaining proper hygiene is that the place should be kept clean at times. The place should be kept clean. At least you say in every day you should sweep your pig pen. That is one. Two, there should be demarcation in your pig pen. That is to say you should not get more than 3 to 5 pigs in a particular demarcation. If you have a pig, you should demarcate it to if you are having let me say between 10 pigs, there should be a demarcation of between 5 to 10 space or cubicle for between 3 to 5 pigs to be. In that way, to reduce the spread of disease. Then, for instance, when the pig is sick, though for my many years of pigs, I've never had it because they are very rare or they are not easily attacked by diseases. But in the case of where a pig is sick, pig out will separate the affected pigs in different places, and you quickly get the veterinary doctor to see a pig for proper medication.
So what can you highlight for us some of the major diseases these pigs are exposed to while being reared, so that people who are intending to get to the business can have an idea of the diseases they would be facing?
One of the major diseases of pigs is the river swamp disease. River swamp disease. This one is caused by the bacteria they get from moist environment. Because naturally it tends to like very dirty areas where they can snuff around, and from there they can easily be affected by bacteria. That is the river swamp disease. That is a major common disease for pigs.
Okay. All right. So as a pig farmer yourself, how do you protect yourself from contracting any form of diseases from taking care of these pigs? How do you protect yourself? What are the things you do to ensure that you don't get involved or you don't become a victim of these diseases as well?
Yeah, as a pig farmer, before entering my pen, it's always very good that I have my clothes in my penthouse. I don't go in with the clothes from outside. In my house, I change my clothes to my farming clothes or my pig breeding clothes. I don't use clothes from outside, most especially shoes. I don't take shoes from outside into the house for fear of bringing in disease from outside. And two, I'm always equipped, I'm always well dressed in my farm clothes. I have hand gloves, I have rain boots, and I have raincoats and a jacket while entering my pig house.
Okay, so now it is there is no gainsaying in the fact that pigs are not the cleanest animals, you know, and of course we know that there will be challenges with waste management. How do you handle that? How do you handle waste to ensure that the pigs are in a hygienic environment at all times?
Yeah, I have to make clear here. You know, the dung, pig dung, like the waste from pig, they are very rich in manure. So I have some farmers who come to my pig house to buy this pig dung, this pig waste from my pen house. They come bring gather this pig waste and take it to their farms. Every day is full of this pig waste. To pay for it.
Okay, so now let's talk about feeding. How do you go about feeding these pigs? What are the required, daily diets that they must consume per day, per day actually, and in what proportion? How often do you feed these pigs to ensure that they grow the way they should, and of course, enhance productivity eventually?
Feeding entails the number of pigs I have. Taking for instance, I have over 100 pigs, both two and dance. This one, when the pig to birth, I feed the mom 3 times daily because when it's hungry, there are instances where she feeds on the little piglets. So I feed the mom 3 times daily. When it's not the sow, I feed the sow 3 times that the sow can be well fed to breast milk the children. And about 3 months after birth, I extract the children from the mother and place them on different then I give them foods that contains new vitamins and calcium because pigs tend to grow very big and they need calcium to strengthen their bones so that they will carry their bones strong enough. I feed them with calcium. Some people might wonder how do I get this calcium. Yeah, sometimes I go to faraway villages, look for cassava peels. I get cassava peels. I get remnants from various and I get this Kenya meal. The Kenya meal is called PK, the name with which we call it from what we buy. You can get it from an oil meal industry, PKC. I combine these things together. You have iron, you have calcium, you have protein in all of them.
Amazing. That is a very valid information. So how, I asked this question earlier, how often should they be fed? Is it twice a day, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times maybe? How often should they be fed?
Yeah, how often they should be fed depends on how much of this you have. If you have few pigs, and you have the resources, you can feed them 3 times a day. But if you have many pigs, you feed them twice a day. It's not harmful to feed them for morning and feed them in the evening, in as much as give them the right proportion of food. For in a cubicle of 3 to 5 pigs, I can deposit, let's say, I don't know how to measure it now because I have different varieties of food mixed together. Let me say, when I mix my food, only a cassava peel or plantain peel or watermelon, no, different things that I can pick around. I give them a bucket full for 3 to 5 pigs, a bucket full in the morning, and in the evening, another food.
Okay, amazing. I know our viewers out there are learning a lot from all what you're telling us, Mr. Anthony. So now let's go into marketing and distribution. How do you? Okay, now you've trained your pigs. You know, you've reared them, you've carried out all the other processes, and now they are grown. How do you go about marketing them as well as distributing them to sellers?
A lot of people knows my pig farm, but beforehand I go to markets, village markets. I say because I'm a local environment, I go to village markets and I inform butchers over there. Have a pig pen, have a pig house. I breed pigs, and I sell my pigs twice a year. I sell between June and July, between November and December, when my pigs are very big. So I have a lot of farmers, a lot of butchers coming to my pig house to buy pigs from me for that.
Amazing, amazing. So how competitive is the pig market? How often do you sell? Is it, I mean, does the market boom as much as other meat products actually? You know, can we compare them? How competitive is the pig market?
Yeah, initially when I started, it's not so flourishing. It was not, the market phase was not so good because a lot of people were afraid of eating pigs. But in recent times, I have to see that more and more people now buy pigs. More and more people now even venture into pig rearing. The competition in pig rearing now is becoming more and more by the day, because now you can say that in Nigeria now, cost of meat is going up on a daily basis, and so many people are trying to look for. It's not as if pig anyway cheaper than cow meat, no, but a lot of people are now going to buying of pigs because now some people have found the nutritional benefits of pig, and now a lot of people are now buying it.
Okay, so to become a pig farmer, are there any requirements? Are there certifications one has to attain, or are there regulations, so to speak, to be followed in order to become a pig farmer or to survive and thrive in the business?
For one, there is no committee for pig farmers. No committee for pig farmers. There is no requirements. In as much as you have a formal knowledge about it, before you venture into any business, it's so good you have a formal knowledge for the business, have an insight about the business before you venture into it. For requirements, there are no, in as much as you have a little knowledge of it. And with time, you begin to develop from experience. When you have pigs, we then begin to adapt to their behavior, their feeding, and so on.
Okay, all right. So as a pig farmer, what is that information you wish you had before delving into this line of business? What is that thing that you now know? You know it now, but you wish you knew it then before starting out.
Yeah. Before venturing into pig farming was just, let me put it as a family business. We never knew much about the benefits of pig. We just ventured into it because we felt like we needed to start something. That's how we ventured into it. But now comes the realization that pig farming is way more than what we think. Because I'll give you an instance. Now I have foreign people coming to my pig house to get pigs, and have some companies equally coming to buy pigs in large quantity for because pig skin, and you know, pig skin is very important. Like, I use a pig skin for different leather purpose. And the hair for pig can be used as a brush for brushing shoes, for other things like that. So if I knew the importance of pig, I think now I should have ventured or have a large scale of.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony. We would go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue with this conversation. Stay with us, okay? Welcome back. You're still watching Business Insight right here on Souk News. And we still have with us Mr. Anthony, who is a pig breeder, and he has been answering most of our questions. And moving on, Mr. Anthony, what would you say, what would you advise that the government does with regards to pig farming? What are your expectations? What do you think the government can do to, enhance the productivity of pig farming in Nigeria?
Yeah, pig farming is a very lucrative business. As I've said earlier, they have a very different benefits, not just for production. Like I said before, the hairs from pig we use for manufacturing of brush, and others make those cosmetics brush for the female, whereby they use for the face and other things. And the pig bones can be used for buttons and other stuffs like that. So government can give loans to pig farmers so that they enlarge their pig pen to be very lucrative, not just the people involved, but for the general public, because not just for meat production, to serve as an employment avenue and production of other economic products.
Amazing, amazing. And as a pig farmer, what are the technological inventions or innovations that have been beneficial to you in this business?
Yeah, like I said earlier, not doing large scale pig farming. I've not used any different technology or equipment in my pig farming. I've just been now with these things. But I think there are some aspects of technology where pig farmers can use to that's farming. There are some cameras you can install on your pig farm, which will enable you to maintain or have a 2-4 base of pig house to know when pig is sick and to know when they are fighting, so that you can quickly bring solution to whatever problem you're fixing behalf at any point in time. Then talking about a water facility, there should be a pipe where waters can be easily channeled to this pig house, because pigs, they like water, they like cool environment. So if there's a pipe where you can channel waters to this pig house to enable cool environment, to be very.
Okay, so Mr. Anthony, there are so many people who have the opinion, or I don't know, who just have something against pork. You know, they say things like, we forbid it. What do you have to say to this kind of people, and how has this mindset affected your business as a pig breeder in Nigeria?
For one, the Muslim body, they say pig as a sin, so to say. And I happen to be in a Muslim environment where my pig farm is. The location of my pig farm is a Muslim environment, which started as an hindrance for me at first, because sometimes I got calls and warning from the Muslim community or the Muslim head of where my pigs are, to remove my from there. But now I've been in peace with them, and I have more and more customers by the day. Well, I'm going to change this religion, but left to me, pigs are animals, just like every other animal. They can be dirty, just like any other animal can equally be dirty. So my advice to them is that they should look beyond what I have the right to change anybody's religion, but for an advice, they should look beyond that, and even if they should breed it and see the other benefits of pig aside eating pigs.
Nicely put, nicely put. All right, so what would you say has been your greatest challenge in this business so far? And how have you been able to tackle that challenge?
Yeah, my major challenge while that has been feeding, because when I was starting, I started with 4 hours, 4 females, and 1 boa, 1 male. Started with 5, and with I was only having up to 30 pigs, or to 30 pigs, and the environment there was no much disposal of refuge, like waste food. So I have to travel far to gather foods for my pigs. That was one of my serious challenges.
Okay, so in a minute or two, could you just give your final thoughts and advise people who are looking to get into this business? Just give your own brief advice to them, you know, so that they can know how to start off, you know, and know how to go about it. Just in a few seconds, just give your final thoughts.
Okay, for people who are intending to go into pig farming, this is my advice. When you venture into pig farming, you should be conscious. Pig farming is not also something you need to put in your time, because there are some cases where the pig breeder is not around, and because pigs, they like to fight a lot, and you know, a smaller one tend to be by a bigger one, because normally they are carnivorous animals, so they are not so as the ones in the bush, but they fight a lot. And sometimes let's say the sow, the female, can kill their children due to so entering into pig farming, you need resources, you need kind of pig food available. So you start pigs, or when you put it to bed, you have a work to feed them, because with the kids, they are young ones, and they fight a lot. But when they are well fed, they are very peaceful. You just meet them lying about, and you know, rest, taking some rest. So when you want to venture into crypto, you just have that time and the resources, and in no time you begin to cash out.
Amazing session with you, Mr. Amedu Anthony. He is a pig breeder as well as an accountant. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony, for staying with us and for your wonderful input.
Thank you, ma. I appreciate you.
And with that, we call it a wrap on Business Insight this morning. And as a matter of fact, this week, join us again next week for an even more informative package. And from everybody here on the team, we say have a wonderful weekend. I'm Adesua Eramaseli. Good morning.